You know, I was visiting my daughter-in-law last night when I asked her if I could borrow a newspaper. She said to me, Dad, this is the 21st century. We don't waste money on newspaper. Here's my iPad. I can tell you this, that fly never knew what hit him.
Precious.
That wasn't bad, right? Come on.
That was good.
That was good.
Heard it before.
We have all of us about here now. We have all of us here now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute everybody, and then you know how to unmute yourselves when you want to ask a question or say something. Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Sounds good.
yes.
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 Hi, Peter. All right. Today we're going to talk about photos, and this is a two-session series. This is number one of the two-session series. And today we're just going to basically focus on the proper ways to take a photo, right? And what kind of features are available on your iPhones for taking photos, okay? Now I sent you a whole bunch of, I think 5 different documents. One of which is the syllabus for the course. It's this guy, right? Now, I don't necessarily stick strictly to that, but it's a good guideline, right? One of them is the different cameras that are available on your devices, right? In other words, as Apple announces new iPhones and iPads, they put, one of the things they focus on is adding features to the cameras. So as we go through time, the cameras get slightly better. We get more cameras, more pixels, better depth of field. Those kinds of things are happening on the cameras. And one of the handouts is how good is your iPhone camera? And it contains the specifications for the different iPhones and what they have, what features they have, and what features in the camera they have. And there's at the end of it, there's one on just the iPhone 12, because that's brand new and it wasn't in the other tables that I got. So, and that gives you the specifications on the iPhone 12, especially the camera. There's also one there on the iPad and the cameras on the different iPads as they go through time. Okay. There's 2 handouts there on taking tips on taking pictures, tips on shooting pictures. One is 7 tips, the 7 basic tips, and we'll cover those a little later. And then there's one that's a whole, 13 pages on different tips for taking good pictures. Okay. Any questions on that? Oh, good. Everybody hear me okay? Yes? Okay. I'm going to be talking on the iPhone. I have an iPhone 10 and iOS 12. Okay, so that's the features I'm going to be using. All right. I just have to check something to see if somebody's trying to get in and can't. Nope, we're okay. Is Sheila with us? Sheila? Okay. I can't hear you, but I see you. Okay. What I'd like to do is first of all go to some settings that I'd like to set up on my iPhone. And to do that, I'm going to switch and switch over to to the share my screen. Okay. So now you should be looking at my shared screen. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And if I go to my phone, that's the object on the left there. If I go to my phone, and a couple of places we want to go to make sure we have our settings set up correctly. First of all is it's privacy. So we go to settings and privacy and location services. And the reason I'm going there is I'd like to make sure that each picture we take has its location attached to it, has the location it was taken with the metadata with the picture. So you go to settings, make sure your location services is on. It's here. And then you scroll down to camera. Oops, going by it. And you have it on at least while using. Okay. Mhm. So that's number one. Number two, if you look down, if you go back one and you're looking at privacy on your phone or your iPad, and you look at privacy and you scroll down to where it says photos. And what you're doing here is you're saying, gee, I have photos on my device. What applications am I allowing access to those photos? And you'll see I have a whole lot of applications here that would like access to my photos, and I can control them here. For example, Zoom would like to get to my photos. And I said, yes, you can do that. WhatsApp, on the other hand, I say none. Okay. So I come down here to Zoom and I have a choice. I could say, Zoom, you can look at all my photos. Or Zoom, I can select the photos that I would like Zoom to be able to access. So this is for future reference. So if you're using an application like Walgreens to get your photos processed, when it comes up, it would say it would like access to your photos, and it may either do it directly or ask you to go to this particular section, scroll down to where it says Walgreens, turn it on, and say all photos. Okay?
Bill, I have a question. I only have one thing in that section. It has the word messenger and doesn't have anything else.
Yep, that's the only app you have. That's the only app you have that that's the only app you have that has asked for access to your photos. So if you added Walgreens app, it would show up. Okay.
Okay.
Bill, why did you not allow WhatsApp?
I just haven't used it. No reason.
Thank you.
The app on message, not messenger, but message, where I also get photos, would it not also request it?
Yeah, the rest of us are not hearing you.
No.
Lee, you're not close enough your microphone.
Oh, okay. Could it be because I have my earplugs in?
It could be.
Yeah.
Uh, never mind.
Okay, we're at settings, privacy, and camera, right? Or photos. Here are the apps that have requested the use of my camera. Okay. And if I scroll down, here are the apps that have requested the use of my photos. And my decision is whether to give them that access or not.
How did you get so many? I have 6.
I have 300 apps, Ann.
Oh,
And so they all do various things.
It's just the ones that ask for access, right, right. And that's why
Correct.
some of us only have 1 or 2 or 4 or
That's
something like that.
correct. That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have Messenger and I use photos all the time from Messenger, and yet it isn't in my list.
You said from Messenger. You save them from Messenger?
No, I access them and include them in Messenger, just like what I sent to you.
Yeah, Sharon, I just noticed that too. I don't have Messenger in here, but I do use it. So I don't know why. It's not in the list. That's a good question. We'll have to send that to
Part of
Apple.
Facebook.
Send that to Apple, right?
I think that's part of Facebook, isn't it?
Yes.
Right.
So is Facebook in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good
I'm
one.
not talking about the Messenger and Facebook. I'm talking about the green bubble on our phones.
Oh, it's a different
you-
one. You mean message.
I
Yeah.
understand. I
Yeah.
understand. Messages. And it's not there either. So I'm not sure why. Next set of settings I'd like to go to has to do with the camera. And what I'd like to do is go back to where it says settings at the top. Right? Settings. And then we'll scroll down to camera. All right. Now there may be other choices here for depending on your iPhone or iPad. Okay, but I've turned on, record at what density, slow motion at what density, preserve settings. Why don't you tap that, because that's an important one. And it says preserve the last modes such as audio, video, or whatever. I have that turned off. So whenever I open the camera, it starts out in photo mode, or
Right.
video mode, or panoramic. All right, so that's turned off. If you turn it on and you take a video and then you turn off your device and then you open it again and start taking pictures, you'll be taking videos all the time. And that's not what you really want, I don't think. So I always let mine automatically go back to photo.
That's how you shut off live photo too.
No, yeah, we're getting there. I'll get to that
Oh,
one in a minute. Preserve the last filter or light, right? I don't want to preserve. I want to automatically reset to whatever the phone thinks is the right thing. So if I was playing with some settings while taking a picture, I want it to go back to what the phone wants to do.
So that explains it. I had mine, I guess on the vivid filter, and all the pictures I took at Selby Gardens this week came out vivid, but they came out beautiful.
So accidentally you did a good job. All right. But that explains it. Right, exactly. And the last one there is live video. I wanted always to switch off of live video. Okay. I don't, rather
you
than
have it turned on?
automatically reset to live live photo, I don't want that to turn on automatically.
But yours is on.
That's correct. And that preserves the last setting I had.
So we should put it on or not?
Absolutely, yes. And so if you don't have it in live photo, it won't go to live photo, is the key. Okay,
In camera mode, you have not on.
that's correct. And I know it's a little confusing
Why don't you want it to go to live photo?
because I don't, do you know what a live photo is?
No,
Yeah, that's why.
well, mine was automatically set to go to live photo.
No, if it's on, it's automatically set not to go to live photo. It says preserve the live photo setting. So if it's off on your phone, we'll get to what it is in a minute. If it's off, it'll stay off. If it's on, it'll stay on.
But why don't you want it on? I want to know. What does it do?
I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay,
When we talk about the type of pictures you're taking.
okay.
Okay?
Bill, what do you have your record video set at?
Record video.
Yeah, on camera.
Where's record video?
On camera.
Back,
Or-
Just back one.
it's
Yeah.
back when it was 60 frames per second.
Yeah, 60. I think that's the default.
Oh, mine, this is 1080. No, I want that.
If you're concerned about space on your camera, on your phone, you need to use a lower setting,
Correct.
because the lower the setting, the more you can do. When
more-
you start getting up in the higher settings, it takes more space.
Good point. Okay?
And Bill, camera mode, you had off?
I'm not sure. When you say camera mode,
Um,
yes, I have that off. I have the filter and lighting off, and I have live photo green.
okay.
Mhm. I have a QR reader turned on, so it can read a QR code,
Right. Oh,
which is kind of cool. I have something called grid turned on. And we'll talk about what that is. For right now, just remember where we are. We went to settings, camera, and I recommend you turn it on for right now. I have auto HDR turned off. HDR is it's called high dynamic range. And I'll explain it a couple times. What it is it takes, I think, 3 pictures. When you hit the shutter and you're in HDR mode, it takes 3 pictures at different focuses, like close up, middle, and far out, and then combines the 3 to create a more in focus, more color vivid picture. But it takes more space, and I turn it off, and I want to control it so it doesn't automatically come on.
Bill,
Yes,
on the 11 Pro, it's a smart HDR.
right.
right. Yep.
Should we turn that off too?
Yes. For right now. Okay, but you know where it is, so you can turn it back on whenever you start playing with it. And then I want to keep the no normal picture. So it'll keep the one shot and then it'll keep the more exotic one if I'm taking an HDR picture. Okay.
Bill, I
Yeah.
have operating system 14 and they're under HDR. I only have one choice. It's the second of the two that appeared on your screen. Keep normal photo. If I turn that off, what happens?
If you turn that off, it will only save the HDR version of the picture.
So it automatically goes to HDR even though I don't have the choice.
No,
of the-
no, that's different. We'll get to that in a minute. You'll see where you do have a choice.
Mine doesn't even keep a normal photo.
I understand. So they're all a little bit different, right?
Exactly. Okay, so I should keep normal photo turned on my phone.
I have mine turned on. You
Okay.
know?
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
I've got mine turned on. Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to photos. I go back to settings and we go to photos. All right, and I have my photos in the cloud.
Right.
I recommend that for everybody.
Depends how many photos you have.
Not, I recommend you have that. And you pay the extra amount to keep it up there, right?
Google Photos, though, saves everything.
I know, but they're going to start charging as well.
I know.
Okay. Okay, so I have it both places. I'm a belt and suspenders guy. Okay. Optimize your photos on your device. And what that does, when you take a picture, it takes about 2 megabytes of space for the picture on your device. When you click optimize, the 2 megabytes is in the cloud, but it only saves a thumbnail on your device, which is about 1/10 the size. Instead of 2 megs, it's 200. It's 200,000, right? So it only saves about 10%. When you click on the photo, it shows up on your device and it looks a little grainy. And about 2 seconds or 1 second later, it goes to the cloud, gets the full version of the picture and brings it down so you see it. So the only detrimental part of that is if you're not on the internet and you're trying to show somebody your favorite grandchild, right?
Yeah.
It will be grainy if you're not on the internet. Okay.
Just a side note, Bill, in this morning's Herald Tribune, in the funny paper, there were two angels, and it says, it used to be fun up here until we started storing all this computer information.
I saw
And
that.
it's got a bunch of clouds.
That's cute.
Still they started putting all this information up here.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Upload burst photos I have on. And I have photo stream on. That's not necessary any longer, but it's okay. Doesn't cost you anything.
What phone do you have? I don't have these things.
I know. I know.
Bill,
Yes.
why do you say upload to my stream is not necessary?
Because you're putting it in the iCloud.
But if you have a PC as well, it's supposed to also stream to the PC, no?
That depends. If you have iCloud loaded on your PC, yes. Okay. I didn't want to get into storing stuff today. That's next week.
That's next week. Okay, good.
I have shared albums, which allows me to share my stuff with other folks. I can hide albums, right? Cellular data, right? do I want to ship my pictures to the cloud when I'm on cellular? Right?
No.
I have mine turned on. I don't take a lot of pictures. I guess if I went on vacation, I might turn that off. Okay. Let's see. View full HDR. Show holiday events. Oh, that's when it's creating photos, creating stuff for me.
Okay.
Apple does these wonderful things with your photos in terms of organizing them by holidays, for example.
Mhm.
So you get a special memory of all your Christmases, for example. Anyway, we'll get to that a little later. What I'd like to do now is switch to the camera. So go back to your home screen and turn on the camera. Okay. I was running around this morning trying to create something for you to take a picture of. So if we look around our phones, and they aren't always at the same place. On the iPads, if I bring up the iPad camera, oops, not that one.
Hello.
Camera. Okay, that's what my desk looks like. Right? Get the idea? Some of those controls are over here and over here and here, while over on the iPhone, they're up here and down here. Okay? So I'm right now in photo mode because that's what I told. Remember back in settings, always go to photo mode, no matter where I was.
Are we supposed to be in the settings or actually at our photos?
You're supposed to be actually switched over and going to the app called Photos, called Camera.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Good point. Okay. Now, down here, if I click this button, what happens?
You take a picture.
I take a
You know
picture.
that much.
You take a
Right.
picture.
Is there another way to take a picture?
On the side.
Right. You can use the volume buttons on the side of your phone or on your iPad. The volume up or volume down. Now, the reason my earbuds are laying here, and I'm grabbing my earbuds, if I plug in my earbuds, okay, if I plug in my earbuds, and let me put this in front of the camera. Okay. Oop. And I have, you see that little thing on the earbuds?
Yeah.
If you have them.
Yeah.
See the plus and minus there?
No.
If you have those plugged in, it will take a picture now.
Huh.
Okay? Just like the volume up and volume down buttons would take a picture, that will take a picture as well.
Are
And this
you
is-
putting this on, what are you putting these into?
Put
The
what do you mean?
phone or the iPad?
Either one. I'm just showing it to you on the iPad. I'm going to show it to you on the phone. Here. Okay.
So either the plus or the minus will take the picture.
Either the plus or the minus. I'm going to plug it into the iPad here.
To say that's how people do so good with selfies. I could never take them.
Right. And it also good because it's you're holding the camera in one hand, you're holding that button in the other,
Yeah.
and you don't have to push on the iPhone. So I'm going to take a picture of my desk there, right? Right now. See the camera went poop. All right.
Yeah.
And I just took 2 pictures of that wonderful desk. Okay, but you get the idea?
Yeah.
And it's wonderful if you hook them into your iPhone. Works great. And I want to ask Sharon, can you do that with the earbuds?
I don't know. Just let me try.
Can you adjust the volume on your earbuds?
No.
You can't. Okay, so you must not be able to then.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, actually you can, but you need to be very, very fine fingers and a magician.
2 light taps or something, or the Morse code, what? SOS. So there is a
Bill?
way, yes.
One quick question. How did you automatically have your camera go to photo rather than video?
Because that was the setting back there. It should have gone, if you change that setting, it automatically reverts back to photo.
Oh, all right.
Okay, that's why we set it that way.
And where do you find that?
Okay,
Let's.
if I go to settings,
Mhm.
camera, preserve settings. See where it says camera mode? Preserve your last settings such as video, turn that off. So it automatically reverts back to photo. All right?
Okay.
Bill,
Yeah,
on the iPad,
yes.
the last word on the side is square.
We're going to get to that.
Okay.
You say, where's the rest of them? Now, in order to, okay, we're still taking a picture, right? Now I have the grid on the picture. See the grid there?
Yeah.
It's on the iPhone, not on the iPad. You can turn it on the iPad. I recommend you have it on. It doesn't show up in the picture you take. It just lets you know if your picture is relatively square and it's not slightly tilted or something. Okay? Get the idea there? Now,
Bill, how did you get the photo on there? I cannot get the photo on there.
what photo?
You have the photo with the little angel and the 2 figurines there.
Right. Well, that's my bad.
Yeah, but how did you get there? And the photo underneath with the white button. And what
I'm
is
in the
it?
camera. I'm in the camera mode.
Yeah, yes. And then camera and then what?
Photo.
I think she's talking about the little one on the bottom left that is a photo you already took. But
Yeah.
it's the same thing
Is
as
that
what
what
you're
you-
looking at.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, I just cannot get the photo,
You
the
can't
white,
get,
the white button there.
are you
It
looking
is
at, are you looking at photos or camera?
camera.
And you don't have a white button?
No,
What, do you have a button there at all?
no.
Oh,
It says format, record video, record, preserve setting, use volume for, and then scan, and then composition, the grid, mirror front camera, view outside frame,
What
prioritize faster
what
shooting
device are you looking at? What do you have?
at the iPhone 11.
It sounds like she's in settings.
Does.
Yes, I am in settings.
No, you have to go.
Settings,
Okay. You have to go back to your home screen and tap on camera.
home screen. By the home screen.
We're out of setting.
Yeah,
Now I got it.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So I have the grid there, right? The next thing you can do, if you tap the screen, and what I'm going to do is tap the screen. And you see that little box up here?
yeah.
Now I can adjust the lighting down and up. Okay, by putting my finger on the screen anywhere and I can adjust the lighting. Also, where I touch the screen is where it changes the depth of field focus. So I'm going to tap on the little candle holder beside the angel there. Okay, now it's focusing there, and then I'll adjust the lighting. Okay. So you have a depth of field and a lighting adjustment right at your fingertip every time you take a picture. Okay. You know, I was at Van Wezel some time ago, and somebody said, "Will you take a picture of us?" And I said, "Sure." They handed me their camera, and they stood between me and the sun. So the sun was in the background, entirely black, because the phone was focused automatically, and their faces were black, right? And so I tapped the screen on their face, and I changed the lighting. Okay. I was in Disney, and I asked a German couple to take my picture, take my family's picture. And they said, sure. And they grabbed the camera, they touched the screen and started adjusting the lighting. I said, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
All right. So far, so good. So those are the nice things you can do just in this point and shoot camera. And people think it's a point and shoot. It's much more than that. Okay. So now what I want to do is change modes a little bit. You see where it says video?
May I ask one? May I
Yeah,
ask one question, Bill?
Sure, please.
If I want to take a picture of a photo, to take a picture on my phone of a photo, so that I can download it to my PC.
I've done that frequently. Yeah.
Right. Anything extraordinary with that, or just take the picture and then?
The only problem I've had, you know, I try to get it square and you know, in the same. If it's laying on a desk, and I guess I better show you that.
No overhead lighting.
I've just picked up my phone.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
holding it horizontally. You see the little X's on there? The
Yes.
little plus sign?
Yeah.
That's a level. So if I have the picture laying on a table, I want to get those two plus signs on top of one another. Okay. So the only problem is if you don't have it at the same angle as the picture. So that's another little feature they have. So you can, if you lay the picture on the table and then hold this over it, get it square, and then tap the button, or have your earphones, have your earphones attached, and hit the button on the earphones when you get it just the way you want it. It's because you don't want to have one side of it out of focus.
But doesn't photo scan do a much better job of taking photos of pictures, your photos?
I don't have a photo stand, so I don't know.
Oh, I'm talking about the application photo, and I think you talked about it one other time.
Although that's a different, there's a bunch of apps. Okay.
And that's supposed to be a good one because it helps take out glare and things like that.
Right. And that's the other thing I wanted to mention was if you're taking a picture of glass with a picture of a picture that has glass in it, you have to watch for the reflection. And there are some apps that can manage that.
Bill, could you say that again about the 2+ signs? I didn't get that. What's the purpose?
That's a level. So I'm picking up my phone and I'm holding it horizontally. Okay, and you see the little plus signs?
Yeah.
They're not on top of each other.
Right.
That's because my camera's not flat or level. And now I'm getting it level. Whoops. Get the idea?
Yeah.
You get the 2+ signs. If you have the picture laying on a flat surface, you hold the camera above it and get those plus signs lined up. That makes sense?
Save it to then a photo. If I want to make a card out of the photo,
Yes,
Email or
I'm sorry. What was the question again now?
where shall I say? I'll take the picture
Yeah,
and save it to what?
well, it's gonna, when you take a picture, it saves it in photos,
Right, okay,
right? And then you can go from there.
got it.
Bill, what is the app that you use to stop the glare?
I don't remember. I'd have to, oh, that's for next week. We'll
Okay.
talk, but Sharon, do you remember what that app was?
I think it's called photo scan. Yeah, photo scan.
Photo
It's a
stand?
square with a blue background and a little zero
Okay.
on it. And it was, I'm sure it was free because I don't generally pay for them.
Photo stand?
Yeah.
Scan, S-C-A-N.
Is that-
Photo scan.
That's something you use to fix a picture or you take the picture with
No,
it?
no, that's something that's, I didn't want to get into.
Sorry.
Let's worry about just taking pictures here for a little while, the normal way.
Got it.
Then we'll get a little more sophisticated. There are a bunch of apps that do some wonderful things. You know, one takes a picture of you have a photo album with multiple pictures. You just take a picture of it and it divides it into 4 pictures automatically. You don't need to focus on each picture of a photo album. Okay. To get to the different features of your well, let's keep on photo. At the top there, see where the lightning bolt is? If you have an iPad or an iPhone or an iPad Pro, you have a lightning bolt. And the lightning bolt allows you to change what happens when you press the button as far as light checking. The lightning bolt says in white says, hey, I'm going to automatically flash, right? If I tap it, I just tap the lightning bolt and it gives me some controls. It says, do you want it in auto mode? You want it on every time you push the button? You want it to flash, or do you want to turn it off? So right now it's in auto. If I turn it on, the lightning bolt shows up in yellow there. And then I get a lightning bolt here.
What phone are you on? Mine doesn't
Yeah,
have any of that.
You don't have a lightning bolt anywhere?
Yes, I have a lightning bolt with a circle around it.
Oh, tap the lightning bolt.
Yeah.
I did, and there's nothing there.
Right.
It doesn't come up auto on or
It
off.
comes,
No.
it's crossed out when you tap, makes it negative. In other words, it's not usable.
Say that again.
Active with the circle around it and you tap it, it has a line that goes through it, which I assume means it's not usable. It's not.
Here's
functional.
one with a line
That's
through it.
true.
This one has a line through it.
No, it
And-
doesn't.
Yes, it does.
If you tap,
Bill,
just a moment, let me talk for a minute, okay? If you tap the lightning bolt on most, I'm not sure about the iPhone 12, so, but 11 and lower, you should get auto on and off.
Wrong.
no,
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 no.
no,
Laptop
Bill,
does not have it.
Yes.
If you look on the bottom, there's another lightning bolt on the bottom on the left side.
right.
And that one will give you the auto on and off.
Oh,
Thank
correct.
you, thank you.
got
What-
it.
What phone,
Oh,
was-
thank you, Isaac.
Yeah,
Isaac,
yeah.
what phone was that?
XR.
That's the XR, okay. Oh, man.
And the 11 Pro.
Okay, this is,
Where,
this
where
is,
did you get the other one?
Bottom.
is there a lightning bolt somewhere?
Yeah, at the bottom.
At the bottom.
Right.
I don't have one at the bottom.
All right, so it's no longer just at the top. Auto on or off. If I turn it off, right, it ends up with a lightning bolt with a line through it. Okay? So I'm going to turn mine back to auto. Okay, so now it's auto.
What is the number 1 above that?
The one number 1 is the thing I'm displaying, mirror. Don't worry, that's from my computer. In other words, I have 1 on the iPhone and 2 on the iPad. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, HDR. Oh my. What's HDR? High dynamic range. If I want it, if I'm taking a picture of an outdoor scene and I really want to get the capture what I really feel I'm seeing, I would turn HDR on. Okay. The effect will be I'll get a more vivid blue sky and more vivid green tree. If I have it off and I'm focused on the tree, I'm going to get the vivid green tree, but the sky is going to appear a little washed out. Okay. And if I have it on auto, sometimes it will come on when I'm taking, especially a portrait, for example, it may come on. So I get a more vivid portrait. Okay. Right now, I have live photo on. See that? And now live photo is off. Now, what is a live photo? Live photo is a short video. It's a 3-second video. And when you have it on, so now I have live on, okay? If I take a picture, it has already recorded the 1.5 seconds before I hit the button. And it records 1.5 seconds after. The most, to give you an example of how that works, you're at a horse race and you want to get a picture at the finish line. You turn on live photo, you put your camera on the finish line, and when the horses cross, you push the button. It will have already captured the 1.5 seconds before you push the button. And then 1.5 seconds after, and you get a 3-second video. All right.
It takes up a lot more space.
It takes a 3-second.
Yeah.
Now, you don't want it on all the time because it's recording. Whenever you have the camera on, it's recording. So it's using the camera, right? So turn it off. And then when you exit the camera app and you come back onto it, right? And let me stop the camera app. And then I start the camera app and it's turned off. Okay. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Yes.
It creates some interesting effects, waterfalls and things like that. If you take a picture of waterfalls with this, it's kind of a nice effect. But as Sharon said, it takes a lot of space. Okay. The next one there, going across, hopefully you have this same symbol. Did you have a question, someone? You have this same symbol here. Okay.
No.
Nobody has that symbol?
Yes.
No, I
Yes,
don't have-
but it's at the bottom when the top above the picture.
Right.
There's only
Up
three.
and down and
symbols.
around.
One is an arrow. When you point it down, you get the other symbols you've been talking about on the bottom.
Ah, that arrow on the bottom of your phones.
But the arrow is actually up at the top.
Okay.
It's going facing down. It's on the bottom.
Hold on.
It
Oh,
goes back-
now I got it.
goes back to the
Okay.
top.
Everybody getting that now?
You don't have a
Can't see. it.
Yes.
Thank you. It's a disadvantage not having that particular phone because I'm not sure what you're looking at. So when you're not seeing what I'm seeing, please say something so we can get you to do that. Okay. I'm going to tap the little dial there, and it says off 3 second, 10 second, and that's the delay. So you could set up your phone, hit the 3 seconds or probably 10 seconds. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to tap the 10 seconds. And now I'm going to hit the shutter button. You see it counting on the screen? And the lights flashing, each one. So you can run around, get in the picture. And when everybody's counted the 10 flashes, it takes a burst picture.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
And that brings me to what is a burst picture?
Bill, underneath you, I see a little circle with one X. What does that mean?
I'll get to that.
Okay, okay.
Okay. What is a burst picture? If
Is it several pictures?
it's taking, I think, 9 pictures of the same thing. Okay. 9 or 10 pictures. So if you get that family portrait and you have it the 10-second delay, you ran around and got in it, and it'll get 10 pictures. Call it paparazzi
Really?
mode. Takes 10 consecutive pictures, and hopefully one of them will have everybody's eyes open.
Oh,
Okay. And you can go back and we'll talk about that later.
So
You can
how
go
do you
back,
normal again? Mine is on 10.
tap the little clock and go back to off.
Back.
Okay.
I can't get it off it. It just scoots the clock all the way over to the left and then
you just
Tap the
turn on.
clock.
Turn on.
You should be able to tap the clock, and there should be a word off there.
oh, okay, off. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. Good. Last but not least, it's called a filter. When we used to have in our 35 millimeter cameras, many of us got exotic and we got little filters we could put on the lens to change the lighting on the picture. So I'm going to see how that 3 circles is black and white right now. If I tap it, it comes up with this little series of photos at the bottom. It says original, vivid, and you see the color changing on the picture. It's like putting a filter on your picture. There's the black and white. A dynamic warm.
No. Oh my God.
Okay. And if you tap one of those, that's the one it's going to accept. The way you know you're in this mode and you're not taking a picture without a filter is up in the left, up in my right side of my screen there. You see the colored, see the colored circles? That means you have a filter on. I'm going to move it back to original and see the colored circles now are black and white, which means it's original. It's taking it the way it's seeing it, not applying a filter to it.
I don't see that on the
You don't see
on the
the
iPad.
You don't see on the iPad.
No, the iPad doesn't have
Yeah,
it.
the iPad doesn't have the filter.
Mm.
Okay,
All right.
that's why I don't see it.
I bet. But you can filter the picture afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so this isn't a necessary thing to know. All right.
You mean when you're editing?
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. And you touch the
How do
little
you get
circle.
out of that?
You touch the little circles to get out of it. Okay.
Thank you.
Bearable asked me about the 1X there. Not all of us have that. It's called a digital zoom
Oh, yeah.
or an optical zoom. What I can do is on mine, I have an extra camera. So if I tap that 1x, it goes to 2x. See that?
Mm,
Well, that's a better picture, isn't
yeah.
it? Okay.
Which phone models have that zoom?
This one is the 10. The
11 has it.
and the 12 has 3 different zooms.
Oh.
Now that's an optical zoom. That's putting a different lens on your camera, if you think about it. With the advent of digital photography, they came up with a digital zoom. And you get that by putting your fingers in the middle here and separating them. So I'm going to do that. Okay. That's a digital zoom, and you'll see it tells you how far you've zoomed. On the bottom there, it says 3.8.
Is this something you turn on for this Zoom? Because I have a 10 and I don't show it.
But you should be, you don't have it. You don't have the extra camera.
It's an iPhone 10, 10s, I believe.
Right. The 10s does not.
Okay,
But you can do the digital zoom.
okay, yeah.
Okay. And you can go to 10x, but the picture, all you're doing is taking the picture and then zooming in on it, basically. And the further you zoom in, it starts getting granular.
Mhm.
So it's not an optical zoom. You have the same number of pixels, but looks like that. Okay. So that's the way the picture looks. That's not bad, but it is a little granular.
How do you get out of that?
Squeeze it the other way. Put your 2 fingers on and squeeze them together.
Yeah, you can Zoom with it, I know, but.
Okay.
I have numbers at the bottom, like 1:1, 4:3,
That's the zoom.
16:9.
It goes to how big?
Change the number.
Mine goes to 10.
Mine goes to 10, the 11 Pro.
Right, but that's a digital zoom. That's not an optical zoom. The only thing that goes, if you just tap the button, it will switch cameras. If you have that button. Okay? And you thought you just had a point and shoot camera.
If you have it on the optical zoom too, and you take your fingers and squeeze them apart, does that give you a better picture than if you had it on the one and did the same thing?
Say that again.
Okay, when you have it on the one and you squeeze it, you get the digital. If you go to the 2 first, which is an optical, and then you squeeze it apart, is that a better than doing it on the one?
I don't know, Sharon. That's a good question. You have
I
such a
don't think
good
so.
inquiring mind.
Well, there wouldn't be more pixels, so I doubt it'd be better.
Well, the 2x brings you closer, so I should be able to squeeze. Well, no. The 10x on 2. Interesting. Looks like 10x is 10x, no matter how you do it. Okay. Many of you have a phone that says portrait on it. Okay. Some of you own the iPads don't have portrait. And it's a different mode of operating. And I turn my portrait on. Okay. And you have something called natural lighting. And then you can switch the lighting on it, right? And I can switch it to stage light. And watch what happens when I take this picture. See what happens here. No, it didn't happen the way it usually does. If you take a portrait of someone, you'll get a black background. It will eliminate the background and make it black if you have that feature on your phone. Okay, now I'm
Mine
going to go
is
to
telling me
say again.
mine is telling me I have no person detected. It says that on well,
I'll show you.
But Bill, do you have to be in stage light to make it black? Because
No.
it's very effective. It's a beautiful picture.
That's right. You do not have to be in stage. You have to be in stage light to make it black. Yes. All right. All right.
Thank you.
Mhm.
How did you get to stage light in portrait setting, please? One more time.
Well, when you go to portrait, you should get, it says natural light on there, and different phones show it different ways. When you go to portrait mode, it should come up and give you some choices there. Now, again, not all phones have that.
Okay, mine's an older phone, and it just tells me I get depth effect under when I
Right.
select portrait, and it
Yeah,
doesn't move farther away or closer or
yeah.
whatever.
This happened on the 10. I don't know if it's on the
Okay, my phone is not that new.
yeah. It would not have that feature.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Remember, we talked about they keep adding features to photography and cameras to get you to buy a newer model.
Of course.
Now you'll notice it says square and photo on my iPad, on my phone, and it says photo, video, and square on the iPad. I'm just going to tap square. And square, what they've done is it's primarily, you think about a square picture, it's your passport picture. Okay?
Why doesn't 11 have square?
Don't know. Good point. I thought it did. What's it have there, Ann? Pano?
It goes from portrait to pano.
That's it. So they've eliminated square on the new phone. Okay. And then we have pano, right? And pano is a way to take a picture. See the arrow here?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Move phone continuously when taking a pano.
Oh, mhm.
You click the button, and then you start moving it the direction they want you to move it. See that? And it's going to take a panoramic picture, trying to keep the arrow on the line and moving slow enough. When you get to about 180 degrees, it will automatically stop. Or you can push the button again and it will stop the pano width wherever you are. Okay? Start pano and then stop pano. Okay? So far, so good? And it works. It works
So,
really. Go ahead.
So what about square again? What do you do with it?
What's that for? Yeah.
It just takes a 4x4 or 5x5 picture.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well, the one I have, which is an XR, when I put portrait on, I get I get a square with 4 corners to it around the picture. And I'm presuming that's the same thing as your square. And at the top is where it says no person detected. I'm assuming a person is in there to make the kind of square picture you're talking about.
I haven't, I'm not sure, Leah.
Well, I'll try it someday.
Yes, that's what this is all about. You give it a
know.
try, see what happens, right? All right, now I'm going to go back. Let's see. And I can go back sequentially by tapping the white. See what's in yellow on my iPad and my iPhone? Square on the iPhone and pano. That's the current mode you're in. And you can tap to the left or right, or you can put your finger on the screen and move it. Well, you can only do one at a time. And then you tap video. So I'm just going boom, boom, boom.
This can be very dangerous because you can go from photo to video without knowing it because you're trying to adjust.
Right.
What do you see on the screen that's different though?
It says
The red
video.
button.
It says video, but look at the button.
That's red.
Right,
It's red. And you're right.
Caution.
Caution.
You never push a red unless you know what you're pushing, right?
And I've done it, Ann, same as you have, right? I got to tell a story of my wife. We were on a cruise. We were on an excursion to whale watch, and she had it on video and didn't realize it. And somebody said whale, and she turns her phone and she clicks, right? So it's collecting a video. So it gets the picture of this whale disappearing into the water, right? And then she's running around the deck of the boat and it's still recording, right? Somebody says whale again and she takes it again and that stops the recording, okay? So she got a picture of a whale going into the ocean, bunch of people scurrying around the deck, and then another picture of a whale, I think it was breaching. So it's kind of in reverse. But you get the idea?
Yeah.
So don't forget, remember that lesson. All right. So far, so good? Yes?
Yes.
So
Yes.
video is that straightforward. It just takes a nice video. There are some techniques to capture frames from a video. Okay, and there's a wonderful app for that we've discovered. Slow motion. What's slow motion all about?
That's taking a slow motion picture. And you've got a great one of your grandson putting something together.
Right. Well, it's actually him with blocks. All right. Let's see if I can bring it up here if I have it. Okay, that's a slow motion on my iPad there. It's a slow motion video. Oh, didn't download it all. That's really slow. There we go. Boom.
Oh.
But you get the idea. So you can have some real fun with that. Okay. And what's time lapse all about? When would you use time lapse?
If you're trying to get a picture of the flower opening,
Correct. I saw a really extended time lapse of them building Freedom Tower. And so they were taking like a frame every hour or something. And it was over months. And so it showed you the various levels of the tower being built. You know? But that's time lapse. So you have all this built into your device. Okay, now I have an assignment for you all. When we end the meeting today, I want you to go around the house, go around your backyard, go around the front, go to the garage, go somewhere and take 8, 10, or 12 pictures. Okay? Different modes. So you don't forget some of this stuff. Make sense, everybody?
Mhm.
All right. One of the features that mentioned was QR reader. Remember that one? What is a QR code? QR code is this, right? Now what I'm going to do is put this QR code in front of my camera. It focuses on it.
Oh, yeah. I took one of those ones.
Come on, it did it earlier. I got to turn off the camera. It already did it once, so I got to.
Where do you get the QR code?
It's all over the place. They have them in newspapers, magazines, et cetera, et cetera.
Thing, okay, yeah.
And you see, I put it on there and see what happened at the top of the screen. It says web QR code, open. What it is, that code is a internet address. So I'm going to go to it. Choop. And it took me to here, and then it took me to here.
How did you go to it? Just by holding it?
Yes.
Ah,
Just hold it down, and what happens at the top of the screen, and it's not going to pick it up again. I gotta stop the app and start it again. Okay, and that shows up at the top of the screen. It says, I'm going to take you to a web address. Okay.
You don't have to push anything or
Well, this comes
thing, you
up.
just hold it there.
You just hold it there, and this shows up at the top of the screen.
Mhm.
And now you have to tap on that to go to that particular website.
Ah, then you tap on that.
It's
Okay.
photo mode.
Yep.
Bill, I have a
People
story
take
about
pictures
you.
of it. Is that an old,
didn't
is
even-
that
I
an
didn't
older
hit-
method of doing it?
I didn't take a picture of it or anything. I just put the QR code in front of the camera.
Okay.
Didn't have to take a picture. It said, because I turned on that feature back in settings.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Let's go back to settings and find that.
Good idea.
We go to settings. I'm on the phone now. I go to settings, camera, scan QR code right there.
Aha.
Aha.
Call from 1-941-894-880.
Okay. Are we good on that? Are we good?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, my question still, Bill, was I have an app called QR Scanner. Is that the same thing? It's on my phone.
That is the same thing, but you don't need it any longer.
Okay, I'll get rid of it.
Now there is one that reads barcodes. I had that one. I haven't used it in a while, but I used to go in and go to Barnes and Noble and pick up a book, and all
Yeah.
the books have barcodes on them.
right.
And I would bring up the barcode scanning app, and it would come up and say, you can get this on Amazon for $2 cheaper.
Oh, oh, no. Oh,
Did they get rid of it for that reason?
Did I get rid of it? No, no. My wife made me get, no. My
Yeah.
wife, my wife's a very avid reader and she loves Barnes and Noble. So she doesn't want them to go out of business.
Bill,
Bill,
there's one
yeah.
thing I don't understand about putting these scanning codes in front of the camera, because so often how do you put them in front of the camera? Or you aim the camera at them?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't see the code that comes up until you turn it around.
I'm not sure what you're saying, Ann.
Well, you're in a store and you see a code to scan, and you put your photo.
A barcode, you mean?
Well, the Q code, our
Well, if
QR code,
Yes, you would
And-
put your camera in front of the QR code.
and you put your camera in front of it, but you don't see the screen of your iPhone at that point because it's turned backwards, right?
No, right now,
Do a selfie.
there's my camera. I'm walking through the store, right? And I come upon a QR code. There it is. See what happens?
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
that QR code is on the bottom of a jar of jam.
Well, pick up the jar of jam. No, there's a difference. This is a QR code. The barcode looks like this.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay. That's a different app that works with that. Okay.
You
Right.
The
must have a
QR code,
barcode app to do that then.
Say again.
You must have a barcode app.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
You can take a picture of a barcode
Sure.
by just using like a regular camera,
Yeah.
correct?
Why would you do that?
No, I just happened to say barcode because there are times when they tell you to put your, I opened an account or someplace where I had to put my credit card down and take a picture of my credit card. And I just put it down on the table and laid my phone or held my phone camera above it and took a click.
Yeah, you can do that.
Excuse me, I think with one of the iOS upgrades, you no longer needed a separate app to read a barcode.
For barcode?
Yeah, you just
Really?
use the camera. You don't need a separate app.
QR code or barcode, dear?
QR code.
QR code, right.
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 You don't need a separate app anymore.
This is a QR code. That's what we're talking about, right?
Right.
And that's the one you don't need a separate app for. It now does it.
It's all there. Mhm.
This one's a barcode and you do need a separate app for that.
Right.
What is the name of the app that you need?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it. And I haven't used it in a while, so there could be an issue with it, but
Bill,
I mean, you could check the price by using this app.
right. The other one that helps you check prices.
right.
Anybody know
Bill?
have an app that does that?
Bill,
Just a minute. I'm answering one question.
I got it.
Oh, what is it?
UPC scanner gives you the option for either one of the codes.
UPC scan?
Scanner, yes.
Okay. Thank you, dear. AD, that was wonderful.
Aha, you're welcome.
there's a lot out there. I have QR readers that read barcodes.
Yeah.
There's
I
another
think
one that's barcode scanner.
Oh,
And you guys have all tried those and they do work because some of them are better than others.
Are they all free?
I believe I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's enough free that you really don't want to pay for it.
Oh, that's right. We should ask Sharon that question. Okay.
After my own heart.
Mine as well. Okay. All right. Let's switch gears now. We've now experimented with the camera, right? And now we want to check out the photos. So let's go to photos. I'm going to photos in my iPhone and my iPad. Okay. Mm-mm. See where it says albums? I want to go to albums at both places. Yeah. See where it says all albums on my iPad and albums on my phone. Okay. So I'm looking at all my albums, and here are my recent pictures. These are all the pictures I have on my device. Right?
Yeah.
And if I click on that, so everybody at the same place, we're all albums.
Yeah.
I clicked albums at the bottom of the iPhone, and on the left side, it was all albums on the iPad. If I go to my recent pictures, right, I see all my pictures. All right. And eventually they'll have the same pictures there once we upload to the iCloud and do all that stuff. Okay.
So when you clicked albums at the bottom, yours came up with a blue screen. Mine doesn't even move.
You're already there then. You're already in albums.
No, I'm in my albums. I have my albums
It
just
says
like
my,
you do now.
it says my albums at the top.
Yes, it does.
That's-
It's just like yours. Well, when I hit the albums down below, there's no blue line around it,
Oh,
screen around it.
if you switch, you go to library and then come back, what does it change at all?
Yes, when I go to library, I get a bunch of pictures.
Well, I know, but what's the box do at the bottom?
It lit up blue, and now when I go back to albums, it doesn't.
It doesn't light up blue in albums. That's interesting.
Well, it lights up blue, but there's no albums. There are no pictures. It just says my albums, just like it's showing on your screen now.
Okay.
Maybe you have to hit see all.
No, don't hit see all yet.
I had to hit the picture itself on
You don't have any
the word
pictures
my
there at
albums
all?
over the picture.
My screen looks exactly like yours with the latest 4 pictures I've taken.
Okay. Up here.
Correct.
Okay, that's the way it's supposed to look.
I have some things. For instance, I have got Iceland. No, that was showed up. It's got some titles here, but nothing under it. How do they come up with these titles? And there's no, even though I know there's photos on my.
Does it say recents?
Yes.
Everybody go to recents.
Yeah.
Tap where it says recents.
Yeah.
And now
Reasons
you should-
under where do you go to find
I'm-
reasons?
I'm in
very
albums
first
at the
one.
bottom. Albums at the bottom. And then I tap, it should say my album, it should say albums up here, my albums and recents.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay. So now we have on my iPhone, here's the recent pictures I've been taking of we've been messing around here, right? And they will end up on the iPad as they go up to the iCloud and go around. Somebody has a dog barking, please mute yourself.
I think that's me.
I'm gonna mute
Yeah.
everybody.
I think I can do.
Thank you. Okay. All right, these are the pictures I've taken recently. And by the way, they're all here. All your pictures are here that you've taken or that you've downloaded. Okay. So unless you've deleted any of these pictures, they're there.
What if you remove them? What if you transfer some pictures from your iPhone to your desktop or your computer? Will they still stay on your phone, or do they take?
They stay on your device, yes.
The only way you can get them off your phone is to delete them.
All right, now let's talk about that. If I pick this picture and I hit the garbage can, it will delete it from my phone and it will delete it from the iCloud. It deletes it from everywhere.
But not to the PC that you transferred it to, right?
If you physically transferred it by doing some kind of cut and paste or click and drag or something like that? Or is your PC a reflection of what's in the iCloud?
That I'm aware of it. I use a connector similar, like a USB connector to
And then you,
as soon as I transfer, I take it. If I delete it in my phone, it will not delete from my computer.
correct. Because you transferred them.
Thank you.
Okay. You see how the pictures just ended up on both devices now? Oh, that was pretty cool.
Bill, is it possible that your iPad doesn't have photos? Mine doesn't seem to have photos.
If your iPad doesn't have photos, do you have the iCloud turned on? And do you have the same Apple ID on both devices?
I have, I don't know, I have Google Photos, I have iPhotos. But no, nothing that just says photos. And what was the other question?
You saying you don't have any photos on your iPad?
It doesn't, well, I do, but I don't have an app, I don't have an icon that says photos. I have photo booths, I have iPhotos, I have
Okay.
photos.
Put your finger in the middle of the screen on the iPad and pull down and type in photo.
Oh, it's on Siri suggestions, but why isn't it on my
It is somewhere, Ann. You just can't find it.
okay.
Okay. I have that same problem occasionally. Okay. So we're looking at all the photos here. Lesson number 1 is if you delete it here, it deletes it from the cloud and it will delete it from your phone. And if you're linked to your PC with the iCloud, it will delete it from the PC. It's removing it from the cloud. It synchronizes everywhere.
Do you know if it removes it from the Google Photos?
It does not remove it from the Google Photos. But the reverse is true. If you delete it from Google Photos, it will delete it from the iCloud, which is an interesting phenomenon.
Right.
Now, I suggest you play with that. Make sure you're not going to lose a picture you really wanted, right? So try it on the iPad, delete a picture that's in the iCloud, see if it's right, and then see if it's still in Google Photos. And then do the opposite. That's what I have found, that if you delete it from Google Photos, it goes back and deletes it from the iCloud.
Huh.
All right. Now, let's pick a picture and do some editing, right? I want to pick a picture of my little sweetheart here. Okay. And we're looking at it and we say, gee, what do I want to do? Now, number one, I can edit. And we'll talk about editing today a little bit. If you tap the word edit, it comes up with these things. And I'm doing it on my iPad here. Okay. I didn't think you could make a live photo. Just a minute. Let me pull up a different one. Edit. Okay. I can crop the picture. If I click right here, this is the crop symbol. Okay, and I can grab one of the corners and I can adjust. So I can crop it in a little bit. Oop. All right. And if I want to keep that, I tap done. Okay.
What you use?
It's not the way I want it. Edit it. Let me pick a different one because I messed that one up pretty good, didn't I? Let's take this one, edit, crop, come over, whoops, grab the corner. There we go. All right.
Which symbol is the crop?
It's the little overlapping edges of a square.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Remember I said I could apply filters when editing? So if I click on the filters, I can apply the different filters at this point.
What did I do?
Okay. And I can revert back to the original if I wish.
Where do I do that? That's what I want. There I go.
All right. On the right, and again on the iPad, it's on the right. I'm not sure if it's on the right. There are all these different symbols. The little wand is called a magic wand, and it changes the lighting, etc., the way Apple would say that's going to make it a better picture. Okay. And then you can go down and pick exposure length. Brilliance. Highlights. Shadows. There's more editing here than than I know what to do with anyway.
I see some.
Yeah.
Look at that. Color, what's that one? Saturation, oh my goodness. Vibrance. Okay.
Whoops.
And you tap done. And if you tap undone, you tap done again, or tap the picture again, you tap edit, you can revert. And I can revert clear back to the original. And there it is.
Mhm.
Okay.
What's amazing to me is how fast when you edit a picture, it appears on all of your
Devices.
devices.
Yeah. If you want to monkey with a picture, I think you click save and you tap copy photo so that you have a copy of it.
Where is it at?
Oh, I'm sorry, duplicate. I want to duplicate this thing, right? It's because I don't want to mess up the original. I want to duplicate it. All right. So now I have the duplicate picture that I'm working with, and that's this one. And it matches, these two match now, this one and this one. So that was the picture I was working with, and then I duplicated it. And now I can mess with this one and I'll have the original. So if you're going to do any editing and you're not sure about what's going on, duplicate it.
How do you do that again?
How do you do it?
How do you do that again? Okay. Let me go back. I'll go to the picture. I'll go to the puppy here, right?
It's a lamb.
Thank you. You're right. I'll go to the lamb.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. And I go to share, the share box, right? And you can't see the share box on the screen. It's up
No.
here on your picture if you're editing, right? If you're just looking at an individual picture, not editing. If you're looking at, you'll see a share box. I tap the share box. And one of the options in the share box is duplicate. Okay. So now I have,
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
now I have these two, right? This one and this one.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Okay.
I didn't see the duplicate.
Where is the share box?
Open the picture.
Mm-hmm.
You should see a little box with an arrow coming out the top or bottom somewhere.
No,
Yes.
see one.
Bottom left on your iPhone.
Is it on the iPad? I'm on my iPhone. Should I look on the iPad?
On the iPad, it's at the top right.
Oh, okay.
Bill, can you tell me where the duplicate is again?
When you hit the share box, it comes up with your picture with a check mark on it. And then there's a bunch of words. It says copy photo, print photo, animal, antotable.
No, it doesn't.
And if you scroll down, there, it says duplicate.
Oh, scroll down.
They hide it everywhere.
Sorry,
you know.
I'm still not catching that. I've got it up on my screen.
What do you have up on your screen?
I did the share box,
Yep.
and so now it has at the bottom it's showing me my contacts, and then below that it says AirDrop, messages, mail, etc. Those.
Scroll down. You got to scroll down.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Got
That's
it.
okay. That's a lesson learned.
Okay, thank you.
Oftentimes, all these things are way down there and you don't realize it.
Is the difference between copy photo and duplicate?
I'm not sure. Oh, copy puts it in copy so you can paste it in an email or a message or something like that.
Okay, the share.
Move it from its original position.
Say again, please.
Leave the original position, more or less.
So you pull that up before you do edit, right? You share and you copy.
Yes. Yes, you would duplicate it before you edit it, so you keep the original.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
pristine. Yeah.
Bill, where did you start off? I'm in albums. I think I'm wrong.
Okay. I'm in albums
Yes,
and I tap recents.
recent.
Should say recent right there.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
And then pick a picture.
Uh-huh.
And then
And
the
then?
and then the share box, the little square with the arrow
Yes,
pointing up.
yeah, got it.
Okay. And then if you scroll down, you should see duplicate, hide, slideshow, all kinds of things.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. The next thing we need to do, I asked you to go out and take a whole bunch of pictures. What I'm going to do is take all the pictures of my little statue and put them in one place. I'm going to put them in an album. Okay. So you see the word select there on my screen?
Yes.
Let me go back. Also has it on the iPhone. I'm going to tap select. And I'm going to say, I want to take this picture, and I'm tapping each picture and I get a blue arrow on it. Whoops, not that one. So I have a white arrow and a blue circle with a white border on each of the pictures I want to make an album from. Okay. And how do I make an album at this point? I think I tapped the share box. See the share box there at the bottom?
Yeah.
And hopefully it says add to album. Add to album. But I don't have an album, Bill. I don't have an album. Oh, that's okay. We're going to make one.
Okay.
You tap it, and there it lists all the albums I have that I could pick one to put it in, or see where it says new album?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tap that, and I'm going to say figurine. F-I-G-U-R. How do you spell figurine? F-I-G-U-R.
I-N-E.
Thank you, dear. Right? And then I tap save. Okay. So now I have an album called Figurine. So where is it? Where is it? If I tap the back arrow there on albums and I scroll down, there it is, right there. Figurines. And all I have in there are pictures of the figurine. Okay? Oh, darn. Any questions?
I wish it would take them out of the all pictures when you put them in an album, because there's so many there, it's harder to find things. And if they just took out the ones you had saved to an album, it would be a little easier.
So what if I wanted to put them in 3 albums? Same picture.
I guess you couldn't do that.
That's why they don't do it.
Bill,
Yeah,
would you go through those steps again?
sure.
After you hit select and you
Okay.
and you
Let's-
selected all the pictures, and then you go to put to album or add to album.
Yeah, well, you have it. You're pretty good. You want me to do it, or you got it?
Add to album, and then when
And
you
then
do
and then add to album, and then it'll say new album or an existing one, and you tap on new album,
yeah, okay, and you title it.
and then you title it.
Bill,
Yes.
under photos, you have what I would consider an album called People, and that's that facial recognition.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
Okay. Well,
I want to show you a couple miracles here, though. Where do I do a search?
I need a miracle.
Me too.
Yeah,
how
we all
many-
do.
See how many dogs you have.
Yeah. Well, where do I go? Where do I do that? Where do I do that? I go to my album. How do I do a search here? I used to know. Oh. Sharon, you're gonna have to help me. Sharon or Bill?
The last thing under photos, just above utilities, it says search.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. They hit it on me. See where it says search there? And I'm looking at photos. I'll go back here.
Mhm.
How do I search here? How do you search on your phone? There it is.
It'd be the same way.
Where's the search?
Bottom right on my phone.
Bottom right. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's search, right? So I hit search in both places. Okay. And I'm going to type in DOG. I'm going to see if it identifies that lamb as a dog. I'm going to do the same. Right? And it says I found 29 dogs on my iPad and 28 on my iPhone. But I'm going to see where it says, now it says dog. And I tap that. Right? And here's all the pictures of dogs
Aw.
that I have on my iPhone or my
Oh,
iPad.
cute.
I
Okay.
love the German Shepherd.
Do you?
That's my love. Oh,
This
one?
oh, oh. Now
Okay.
It's a little
By the
bite.
way,
I
I
have-
go back to search. I can look for waterfalls. I can look for cities. I can look for
People.
people. No, I don't want to
Yeah.
do people yet. We'll get to people in a minute. People's the thing for next week.
Okay.
Just keep you coming back.
Keep us coming back.
Yeah.
There's alligators, right?
Oh, don't do that.
Look what it did an armadillo. What is this thing? What's that thing called?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
That's
a
not-
pangolin.
That's a what? What's it called?
Pangolin.
That's not an alligator though.
No,
Oh,
But that's the one that was in my backyard.
serious?
Yeah,
they have water in your backyard?
yeah, I do.
Okay, well, that explains that.
Just say it was on your front yard.
All right.
Yeah.
One last thing, I will cover people, right?
Good.
Let me
Okay.
go to my photos. So I'm going to go to
People.
I'll go to my photos here and let me come up with a picture. I don't have those two people named, right? You see the two people in that picture?
Mhm.
Yeah.
If I put my finger on the picture and drag it up, it says, oh, those two, don't worry about it being upside down. Those two people are in this picture and there are no names there.
Oh.
If I tap the first one there, it says add a name. And by the way, here's some other pictures of that same person. And if I tap and add a name, I will get it.
Hey, how did you do that?
Now let me go back. I will do it again. I will do it again. Let me go to this picture. See if it, yep. Has those people, right? In the picture. And if I tap, I just had the picture on the screen and I drag up a little bit. Oh, it's not doing it on your screens. I see the problem. If you drag the picture after you're looking at the picture on your screen, you put your finger on the screen and pull it up. And you should see, it should say people, and it should show little circles around the people.
Yep. It says add a caption, but that's it.
Keep going down, keep going down. If there are people in the picture.
There's one people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but no,
Okay,
I'm
now
all the way down and it doesn't.
it has one people.
One people.
So you tap that one people. You tap it. And it comes up and says, here, add a name at the top.
FaceTime video.
Right? So I'm going
Lets
to
me add
add.
a caption, but not a name.
Really?
Really? Honest?
Same here, caption for me too. No name.
No. Tap the picture.
Right?
And it should say at the top of the screen in blue, add name.
No.
No,
No.
That's not.
no.
It doesn't.
And I'm doing it on both devices. It doesn't say that.
I have iPhone 8s. Maybe the more advanced ones have that.
No, it should do it.
Hmm.
I tap the picture. I drag the picture up, and you don't have little circles.
Nope.
That says
No.
people?
And it circles and then add a caption is what I have.
Worked for
Me too. Me too.
Okay. Let me. Are you looking at a picture with people in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
One people.
And you pull it up how far?
As far as it'll go.
Too far.
And are there circles with people's faces in them?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
You have to pull it
No.
up far enough to get circles with people's faces.
Maybe the add a caption is where you put their name.
No. And if you have the circles with people's faces in it, you tap one of those faces.
Nope.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Just goes
No.
back to the picture then.
I have
Bill,
circles.
mine is a photo of a photo. Is that a possibility that's
It could be
why?
a problem. It could be. It shouldn't, but it could be.
Let me
I have a
try.
statement that says show in all photos.
Yep.
That's what it says.
What
show-
I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what mine looks like.
Okay.
I'll show you on my iPhone. Okay, so I'm going to show you a picture of my iPad. Okay, so there's my photos on my iPad. I tap this one.
Okay.
Okay, and now I pull it up. And you see where it says add caption and
Right.
those three
Yeah.
circles there?
Don't have it.
Well, I've only got two circles. Okay.
We only have two people. That
No, I have
identify-
three people. I have
Doesn't
three
it-
people.
It's
The one
not
person
ident-
is a person, I guess.
it's not identifying that as a face. So I'm going to tap
Really?
on this one. And now it comes up with this, and it says add a name.
Oh, mine just says show all photos and a caption.
To show all photos. It doesn't. Show,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What's your phone?
8s.
I'm sure this works.
XR.
Are you sure you started in Photos? Are you in Google
Mhm.
Photos? Are you in Google Photos or Photos?
No, I don't have Google Photos.
Well, with some, with one of my pictures, I have a picture of a girl and a dog. I mean, most of them, if I have people, I have, people on the bottom, but I have this one with a girl and a dog, and it doesn't have people underneath.
Okay, let me assume you have a pretty good picture of people.
Oh, yeah, I mean, most of my pictures, if it has people, it has people underneath.
Right. So I'm going to tap this one. And it says add a name.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I tap add name. And I'm going to start. I already have pictures of her, but it didn't tie the two together. So I'm going to start typing her name. And her name is actually Sharon Beaupre. I'll pick that one and say done. Okay. Get the idea?
Get the idea, but it's
Take
not
a
working.
take a good picture of some people faces if you're going to do this, because it's got to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was working on my 7 Plus.
Yeah. So
I'm working on my 6S Plus too.
yeah. So it should be. It should work.
An 8S, it's just an 8, but it's not working.
No, it should work. And you're using this particular app.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a privacy question, Bill.
Go ahead, Bill.
If you identify somebody by name, is that only within the photos that you have? Or could somebody else that's using an Apple also see that same name?
No, it's only within your photos. That's an interesting one. Okay. Next time we will continue with editing and working with albums and how to save your pictures other places, and we'll cover some additional applications.
Great.
Okay?
Great.
And answer all your questions.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. Very useful. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill, very much.
Okay,
Thank you,
folks.
Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you,
Bye.
Bill.
See
Take
ya.
care, everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye
See you
now.
next Saturday.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Hope you'll talk about online security sometime.
As it has,
Go
as it
to
has to do with secure photos or just online security?
Online security in general.
Yeah,
It's going to be at the December meeting.
yeah,
There's the circle.
Paul Wax does some classes on that by the club. So you ought to sit in on meetings with him. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of the weekend.
You too, my dear.
Bye.